Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, Anita Finley.
So Dennis Stefanacci, President and CEO of the Broward Health Foundation, has so much to tell us. One thing you will catch is he is so infectious. I don't mean he has infection, but his personality, his enthusiasm, it's contagious. So it's only appropriate that he, of course, works with Broward Health Foundation. So, Dennis, if I just say to you, what are you up to? I'm not going to say another word.
Cool. Well, thank you, Anita. Thank you for having me. It's always such a pleasure to be here with you. I would like to spend some of the time today talking about a subject that we've discussed briefly before, but I'd like to spend more time talking about this big project we have underway now, which is called the Kids Campaign. It's all about kids, a special campaign for Broward Health. As you know, this is a $52 million renovation project, which is part of a $74 million expansion of women's and children's health at Broward Health Medical Center. The first $22 million has already been spent. That's to redo the maternity ward at Broward Health Medical Center. If one were to walk in it today, it does look like a five-star hotel. It's all private rooms. It has several suites. So it provides an environment for women to have their children there in an environment that's very, very conducive to healing and to moving forward, enjoying their child at the earliest time. The second portion of that is the renovation of our children's hospital. Most people would tell you that we have some of the best doctors, if not the best doctors, in South Florida. We have the best nurses. We have incredible administrative support for our children's hospital and how we serve our community. What we don't have is a very good environment. So this project, this $52 million expansion and renovation of the children's hospital, is really about creating the healing environment that goes along with everything else to help children through very difficult times, regardless of the kind of malady they're experiencing.
So, Dennis, how old is the original hospital, the children's hospital?
I just looked that up yesterday, and it's more than 30 years old. And our NICU, as we were talking about just a little earlier, was started 35 years ago.
A lot has changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. And again, as you know, one of the lead gifts in this campaign, our capital campaign, is to raise about $21 million of the $52 million. And one of the lead gifts that came was a $2 million gift from a national company called Mednex that owns Pediatric Medical Group. That's one of the groups that they own. And the CEO of Mednex, a guy by the name of Dr. Roger Medell, actually started our NICU 34 years ago. So it's come around full circle. And that company felt a real obligation to be part of this project and to take the original NICU, which is 63 beds all on one floor, to the next level. And about 40% of the $52 million will be spent on the renovation of our NICU. So it'll be now, again, as you know, there's 63 beds on one big ward, level 3 and level 2. And what'll happen is now we're creating two separate floors, 27 level 3 beds on one floor, 36 level 2 beds on another floor, level 3 being the highest form of neonatal intensive care, and making a whole different facility out of it.
Something you probably don't know about my life when you talk about preemies and the whole children's hospital and what they do. I had a son. I lived in Miami Beach at the time, and I had a son who weighed 2 pounds 14 ounces. Now that was 50 some odd years ago, and at that time the best thing they had was an isolette where the baby was in. I couldn't touch him. It was 30 days before we didn't know if he was going to live or not. So I have a special place in my heart knowing what that's like to have a premature child. And now with all the latest technology, it's a much more wonderful way to have a child.
In fact, we currently have a baby who, weighed less than a pound and was born at 23 weeks.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
And just about a month ago, we had another baby, it was actually about 6 months ago, same size, and the mother every day came to be with that child, and after 4 months, It moved to level 2, and now it's out. It's
Oh,
on its way to a
no.
full recovery.
Now maybe that's a story we should do too,
The
because
technology today is unbelievable. It's amazing what one can accomplish now, how many lives are saved on a daily basis.
well, of course we have children's hospitals here in South Florida, but Broward Health is such a huge area, and for us not to have the best children's hospital is not correct, because we are taking care of, I don't know, how many children that...
Yeah, we have tens of thousands of
Statistics.
children that come through our children's hospital on an annual basis. That you have to remember also that we have a level 1 trauma center for both adults and pediatrics. So we see all of the crisis cases, and also 2/3 of the population of Broward County live in our healthcare district, which is Griffith Road to the county line, north to the county line. So we have the greatest portion of the community lives in our healthcare district. So we see a large number of kids, as you can imagine, in many different levels. And as you know, children are considered to be part of the pediatric world until they're of age, till their age of majority, which is 18. So if you're a 16-year-old and you have a problem, you go to a pediatrician. That's who your family doctor is. You have a pediatrician.
Well, I think what you have really created here as the CEO and the president of the Broward Health Foundation is a lot of excitement. Everybody's talking about this now. It's a whole new theme. It's all about kids, and we're having a special campaign for Broward Health. So how would someone get involved with donating or doing anything else to help?
Well, I appreciate you asking that. We have several major things that are coming online in Boomer Times, in the most recent issue of Boomer Times, and you'll see this for a while moving forward, thanks to you, Anita, and your generosity. There's a piece about our commitment to parents and grandparents' commitment to our children in this community. So part of this campaign is to engage all parents and all grandparents in the life of this children's hospital, because everybody wants to make sure that when their children are sick, where they go is the best. So we want to make sure that this renovation takes this organization to the highest level possible. So we have an opportunity through Boomer Times for them to get committed by supporting the Kids Campaign through the Broward Health Foundation Kids Campaign website.
We call it the power of one gift.
Yeah, the power of one gift, which is kind of the theme of the foundation. And we, from the very beginning, have felt very strongly, you as well as a member of our foundation board, that every dollar counts, every dollar makes a difference. So our whole mentality is, the mission of the foundation is to engage everybody in the life of Broward Health, and in this case, the life of our children's hospital, regardless of the size gift that they make, because we think that everybody who has children or grandchildren should feel a sense of ownership of this children's hospital. So this project that we're working on, of course, we want to raise the money. We will raise the money thanks to the generosity of the community. But it's really about having an opportunity to tell the story of the children's hospital. We really have not done that in the past. This project gives us an opportunity in many venues like this one to talk about our children's hospital, how it serves the community. We have a 145-bed hospital. Most people don't know that. We have an extraordinary pediatric HEMOG program. We have all the facilities. We have this big NICU, level 2 and level 3, the largest in South Florida. So we have all the facilities there, but we've not done a very good job in the past to talk about it. That's what this Kids Campaign has enabled us to do. And we have, as you know, some very significant gifts to this project. We have a $10 million challenge grant that we're matching, and we have we have a $2 million gift and two $1.5 million gifts. But where we're at now in the campaign is we want the community to feel a part of this project. So we're doing several things now that will become much more visible in the community as we talk about the Kids Campaign and everybody's opportunity to participate and to become involved in the life of our children's hospital. One is the ad in Boomer Times, the opportunity to read that and to see Lorraine Thomas and to see a picture of Lorraine Thomas, who, as you know, is the wife of the founder of Wendy's, Dave Thomas. And there's a picture in there that's Lorraine and her 17 grandchildren.
Beautiful.
She's very committed to this project. She's very committed to us, and her children are as well. So it was very nice of her to do that. But it puts a face on what we're doing in a very real way. Here's a grandparent willing to share her grandchildren with this community as a way of supporting what we're doing in this project, reifying the importance of this project to her and her family. We're doing a number of other things. So that's one thing. Many of your listeners may have heard about Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a project that was started 4 years ago. It's now international in scope. And it's a way for people on a specific day to support the charity of their choice. What's unique about Giving Tuesday and why it came about is that there's Black Friday. First, there's Thanksgiving. Then there's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So you have a chance to spend money on those 2 days. Well, on Tuesday, December 1st, is Giving Tuesday now. So it's a global effort to support the charities of your choice by making gifts. So our community will begin to hear a lot about it. And what you'll begin to see is that this project, this campaign and Giving Tuesdays, really about the power of one gift. It's about every gift meaning two, because every gift is matched by $1 from the Sela Foundation $10 million challenge grant. So it's very unique.
Let's go
to begin
slow.
with.
Sela. You have to do that
Sela.
slow. S-A-L-A-H.
Sela.
Very important. Now,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about them, Sela, because they've been so important in Broward Health.
Yeah, they've been, and in this community, actually nationally, they were founded in 2009. James Sela, who is Noreen Sela Burpee's uncle, and George Taylor, who's the head of this campaign's great uncle, they came from Lebanon. The family came from Lebanon. And he had a way of generating income. I mean, he was very successful. Everything he touched, he became very successful. So upon his death, they created a trust, and the Sela Foundation as a result of that. The Sela Foundation is a very, very large foundation, and they support projects across the country. And we have been very fortunate in Broward County because they're actually located here. So Noreen, who is the executive director, who you know, and George, who is one of the directors, live here. And they have 3 other directors. Two of George's siblings live in Colorado, and his uncle lives in Boston. So they compose the directorship. And they're an organization that you cannot approach them for a grant. They decide who they want to give a grant to, and they'll reach out to you and ask you to submit an RFP. So they're very careful about who they support, how it feeds into their funding guidelines. And, the gift that they made to us, this challenge grant, is obviously very large, $10 million, and a very significant in a couple different ways. Number one, it'll be the largest gift they ever make. Most likely the largest gift that the Sela Foundation
That's
ever
good.
makes.
I didn't know that.
And because they're so new, and we found that in 2009, only start making awards in 2009, it was a big issue to make a gift of this size over a period of years. And to be honest with you, the reason that they made this gift and the reason it's of the size that it is because they'll probably never fund another project that will impact as many lives as this does.
Wow.
Because
how many?
It'll be impacting kids year after year after year after year. And this is really their third major gift to us. They in fact made a significant gift for our Adult Infusion Center, which is now called the Noreen Sela Burpee Adult Infusion Center. They made another very significant gift to complete the renovation of our Comprehensive Cancer Center. And now they've made this $10 million challenge grant for us. So they're very dedicated. As a family, they're very philanthropic, and they're very dedicated to being involved in projects that are truly going to impact and change the lives of people. and knowing George, because George is on our board as you do, they look at this as an investment, not as a gift. They look at this as an investment in the community. And the $10 million, excuse me, the $10 million to them not only is big, but what's more important about it is it brings another $10 million with it. So you have a large group of people who now are committed to what we're doing at our children's hospital now because they feel a sense of ownership. And the hope would be that because of that, they would continue to support it long term, plus they would use it because now they have a sense of ownership. We have in the world of philanthropy, our donors are stakeholders. In the world of for-profits, they're shareholders. So the stakeholders are the true community.
That's lovely. That's right. Stakeholders.
They're
right.
stakeholders. So that's what this is all about. That's what this project is all about and how we're moving forward. So Giving Tuesday's coming. You're going to hear more about that. That's December 1st. For your listeners, whether they support us or another charity, they ought to get engaged in December 1st and Giving Tuesday and make a difference in the life of any charity that they support.
Yes, they're going to be getting a lot of information from a lot of charities.
Yes, exactly right.
So, you can spread it around. You don't have to give just one to one place, but it is an opportunity to know that you are a part of people who are making the place you live better.
Oh, no question about it. So we're going to follow Giving Tuesday by, in the spring, we're going to do a radiothon, again, to continue to communicate our story and get the people who want to give $1 or $5 or $1 million the opportunity to participate so that everybody has a chance to participate in this project. And then I know one of the things you're excited about is we have 3 young boys. They're 9 years old, and they have formed a foundation. And we are going to, at their willingness, with their willingness, they're going to do a penny campaign for us this year.
I just love this.
So, it's kids raising money from kids.
Oh, I know. That is so beautiful.
For this project. Yeah, so we're excited about that.
And so you were able to get into the schools? Yeah, I know we were working on that.
Yeah,
we're still talking about that.
Yeah, we're talking about doing that. But these boys, these 3, it's interesting. They're 3 boys.
And they're not brothers,
2 parents.
They're just friends.
No. One are a set of twins and the other's a friend.
Oh, okay.
So they're 2 different families. But they... they're very excited about that. They're going to come for a tour of the hospital. And I think what they do, I'm not really sure yet because we're in the process of talking to them, but I think they do these boxes, like in a Ronald McDonald House, you have those things, and they put them in strategic places, and it'll be for this, and it's to raise whatever they raise, and they raise quite a bit of money. But again, for us, the geniuses of this, if you will, or the emotional element for me of this is there's 3 kids who want to help, and they figured out how to do it, and this is their way of being part of this big project and being part of something that's really important to them.
And so it's
how better could it be than
it's
that?
a great PR thing. You're right, because it is kids should be doing that, and parents who are listening, get your kids out there and make it like a have it as a little.
Like the old United Way, right?
Yeah.
And they used to go around with a little...
remember.
Remember in the old days?
Yeah.
You used to do it, right? Go to door with your little canister.
I remember that.
And then you would come to, when they did the telethon, you would bring, or that would be, for whatever it was for.
It was.
You'd bring it in and you'd dump it in a...
I mean, but when you think about it, because pennies now don't seem to have a lot of value, but if you start getting people all contributing their pennies, we could have $1 million.
Plus, it's who it's coming from.
Yeah, I know. It is really special, and I'm glad to see that you're doing that. You should be getting a lot of good PR on that. But let's now go back to the big issue. I mean, I know we're doing on the children's issue, but the Broward Health Foundation has really needs to be congratulated under your leadership, and you know that. And I am very impressed with the kind of board that you were able to bring together and the enthusiasm. I've been on a lot of boards, actually, Dennis, and a lot of them, when you leave, you just feel like everybody's picking on everybody and they're questioning whatever happened, but it's not happened here. And I really do attribute that to your enthusiasm and you're stroking people and knowing what they want and listening to them. And so you do have to take a bow, because running a board is one of the most difficult things anybody could do.
Yes,
right?
It can be.
But you've done this before and you know what it takes, and And I
we know
think,
how to pick good people.
well, and
Like you.
Thank
we
you.
know, the key to it, true, I appreciate your nice words, but the key is to find people who are dedicated. And we've been very fortunate in my time. As you know, when I came here, we had 7 board members. Maybe we'd get 3 at a board meeting. Now we have 28 and everybody comes to a board meeting. And like you, everybody's an ambassador. Everybody's committed financially to the organization. They speak very highly about the organization, they understand it. They're involved like you on committees. So everybody is a part of the life of this organization. We have extraordinary volunteer leadership, which makes a huge difference, because when, again, you're part of this. So what has happened is over this period of time that I've been here, the reputation of the foundation has increased exponentially. And it's because of the volunteer leadership. It's about people who now are associating themselves. It's a reaffirmation of the quality of the organization when the people who are its volunteer leadership are extraordinary community leaders and dedicated to what they do and speak very positively about it. So we've been very fortunate to find people who are committed, who are dedicated, who believe in what we do, and who want to be part of what we do. So we've been very fortunate.
Well, I find that there's a lot of creativeness on that board. And I don't know if is this appropriate to talk about our wonderful donor walls?
I wanted to tell you because
You haven't
looked at your board materials, but
there is
on Tuesday,
I knew
right
there was
before the
something.
Board meeting,
right?
We're unveiling the one at Broward Health Medical Center.
I know it said something about don't meet. You're going to meet down in the lobby. I did see that, and I said, must be the donor wall.
That's it. We're unveiling it that day at Broward Health Medical Center.
That is exciting. So
what Anita is talking about is we have been very fortunate and blessed to have an organization and a board, the foundation board, who is willing to think differently. I hate to say think out of the box, but think differently. So what we've been able to do in working with two young artists really at Fat Village is to create a whole new philosophy about and illustration of how donors are recognized. Normally when you walk into a facility, you'll see a wall that has donor names on them, and as people move into different category, they move those plaques around, and some are wonderful. But ours will be the first in the country that are digital. So what will happen is the one we will unveil next week, is one, and Anita's, we've had a kind of a sneak preview of all 4 of the walls. They're all very different. This is the first one coming on. But what will happen is when you go to any of our hospitals now, once the walls are installed, you will be engaged immediately in the donors to the organization who have made, over time, cumulative gifts, significant cumulative gifts. So all of their names will be appear, and they'll be color-coded. And then there'll be a plaque that explains what you're looking at and what the colors mean. They reflect different levels of giving, cumulative giving. More importantly, the walls will be, from my perspective, and the reason that I was really wanted to do this and was very grateful to our board that they would let us do this, is it's an active illustration of the importance of philanthropy to the life of that organization, and in our case, to healthcare. And what happens is that it makes that connection in a real-time way. So the wall will have all the names there, and in the case of Broward Health Medical Center, when you walk up to that wall, it'll pick up your shadow, and all the names will go into your shadow. So again, it reinforces the fact that everybody can be a part of the ongoing healthcare delivered in this organization philanthropically. That's the whole basis of what we're doing in this. So it's a very unique approach. We'll be the first ones to do it. We expect others will follow. And we have 4 very distinct walls. And, we've been testing it. I'm glad you brought it up. We've been testing it at Broward Health Medical Center, and the people are enthralled.
Already?
They're already enthralled. It's not even working the way it should, but they're enthralled. People they stand around, they're looking at it, and they yet don't understand what they're seeing. But when we have this, the articulation of what they're actually looking at, it'll make a connection, and then they'll actually be part of that. It's all digitized. It's amazing.
It is, and of course, you all don't know this, but I do. But Dennis is an accomplished artist to begin with, so he could see this in a different way. He saw it, but I see it in a way, being in marketing, that there'll be people who would never have considered probably donating. And now they'll see that in the next question, how do I get my name
Yeah,
up
out
on
there.
there? And
That's
so
right.
it's the way that you've done is so movable, every name could be added.
Anytime. You just change the software project.
And is there a certain amount of money someone has to contribute to
it's
be on that?
cumulatively, which means over time. It's $10,000 or more over time. So it could be, if you've been a donor for 10, 15 years and your gifts have reached $10,000, that's when they go on there.
I think it's so brilliant, and not only because it's unique, but because it's going to make the doctors, the nurses, the administration, besides the people who come in who need your services, it's going to give them something really to talk about and bring other people in. You're right about the donor walls. I mean, a lot of us have contributed to performing arts centers and all, and you see the names all at the bottom and you walk through, but this is so
not like
passive.
this.
It's so passive. And this is so interactive. It was a brilliant thing that you even found something like this, because we know now, with video and with the internet, this is the natural
Of course.
Evolution.
And what a better way to make the connection between philanthropy and support of that, and what that organization does. As you know, we don't want to reveal too much, but as you know, one of our hospitals, the basis where all the names will appear will actually be in a brain. It'll be a huge brain. And what will happen is the names will all be there. And then as people move around, they will create the synopsis. The names become the synopsis within the brain. And and when it's all done, when it goes through its whole routine, it will reflect the 1.2 million patient visits that Broward Health sees on an annual basis.
No, I mean, it is so brilliant, and we're going to have to just have a whole tour of this. And we're really so pleased, Dennis, that you've taken such a great hold of the organization, and we really appreciate you an awful lot, and we thank you. So let me give some information. If you want more information, how you can make a donation or anything else about what we've been talking about, call 954-712-3980, or you can visit the Broward Health Foundation.org. And the Giving Tuesday, this is going to be coming
December 1st.
December 1st, and you're going to be able to do that by Giving Tuesday, and it's going to go out, and they would just put in Broward Health Foundation.
It's right on there. It's Giving Tuesday on the bottom there. It says Broward Health. Do you see it?
Nope. Oh yeah. Giving Tuesday, Broward Health.
Yeah.
No, it's really giving. It's Giving Tuesday at BWD Health FND.
Yeah, that's abbreviation for foundation.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be good on the radio. They're going to figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Go to the website.
Just keep us in mind, and thank you very much, Dennis.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.